Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. Here's your host. The new Black.
All right, Grand Rising to you, beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the new Black Wall Street. I think I got to bring this down just a little bit. Let me see here. Yeah, there we go. All right, I got to fix my camera here. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic, man. Grand Rising to you, beautiful people, man. Let me check, make sure my mic is working good. My mic sounds nice. All right, thanks so much for joining us here today on the new Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. If you put it in a book, then we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and also international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club, a book that I wrote about Black folk and wealth, the elite of us and how we actually done it. Grand Rising to you, man. Top of the morning to you. Hopefully everybody is doing well. You had a wonderful weekend, and we are getting right back into this thing, this book called The Wealth Choice. Basically, man, here at the New Black Wall Street Book Club, we understand that 30 minutes a day, that's right, 30 minutes a day to develop your mind can help keep broke and stupid away. That's right, broke and stupid. While you guys are connecting, man, go ahead and hit that like button, that share button, all that good stuff as well. Also tag somebody if you know someone that's into this thing called developing our mind, man. Readers are leaders. And we learned in this book, in the first chapter, the introduction, that wealth begins in the mind and ends in the purse. Let me say it again. Wealth begins in the mind and ends in the purse. And so we really have to, come to grips with choosing to be wealthy. So everybody put in the console, I choose wealth. I choose wealth. It's called The Wealth Choice. This book here written by Dr. Dennis Kimbro, Success Seekers of Black Millionaires. Success Seekers of Black Millionaires. You can find that book by simply going to the website www.denniskimbro.com, www.denniskimbro.com. And so what we're going to do here, we are going to move into our chapter 1 of this book, and it is called Decision. Decision. Making a decision. Everybody put in console decision. What's going on with your brother Antoine? Lauren is here today. Latia Taylor, good morning to you, man. Miss Kai, how are you? Thanks so much. Hey, I can't wait to catch up with you. All the wonderful things that you're doing now that you're into. You fit right on into what we got going on in the Black Billionaires Club. Miss Phyllis George is in the house. Thanks so much for joining us. Miss Ross, thanks so much coming up. Going to be coming on Black Woman Wednesday pretty soon. Miss Vivian Reed, always showing your support. Appreciate it. Also, let us know where you're connecting from, guys. What city, what state, what country, quite possibly. We're broadcasting across the World Wide Web here, across into Facebook and YouTube, here from our virtual studio here in Decatur, Georgia. So love to know just how far we're reaching this morning, because we know this World Wide Web thing is global, right? From the internet and the phone, laptop, or whatever, you could be anywhere, and we love to recognize where you are here this morning. What's going on, Ms. Reed? Success begins in the mind, absolutely. And so we're getting to go hop right into this thing, guys. Chapter 1, which is decision, and it's the second law of wealth. The second law of wealth. Decision. The second law of wealth, decision. And it starts off with a quote here from George Bernard Shaw. And with the chapter, it says, you must resolve now that you will not be poor. Resolve now that you will not be poor. And the quote says this from George Bernard Shaw, says this, and I quote, the greatest of evils and the worst of crimes is poverty. Our first duty, a duty to which every other consideration should be sacrificed, is not to be poor. Again, from George Bernard Shaw says this, and I quote, the greatest of evils and the worst of crimes is poverty. Our first duty, a duty to which every other consideration should be sacrificed, is not to be poor. New Black Wall Street Book Club, The Wealth Choice, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires. Let's read. The Wealth Choice began years ago as scribbles on scraps of paper before morphing into a PowerPoint lecture that I used in an MBA class. From there, with the help of the U.S. Census Bureau, Federal Reserve, and United States Trust survey data, I developed a one-page questionnaire for my survey participants. I tried to make the pool of respondents as authoritative, comprehensive, and objective as humanly possible, given the constantly shifting ground beneath the data. I do recognize, however, that no matter how rigorous the research, any respondent list is but a snapshot in time. My goal was to move beyond anecdotes of crucial career events and wise money moves and highlight the underlying factors that spell financial success. What emerged was a surprising set of habits and disciplines from a diverse body of people. At this point, I had the material collated by industry, gender, and net worth. This project eventually grew into bound pages of notes that begged for empirical qualitative analysis. Based on an 18-page, 118 question survey, as well as crates of data, endless coding, personal interviews, and focus groups, I was able to piece together a composite picture of Black America's wealthiest, the top 1% of wage earners, that flies in the face of conventional wisdom. To keep the search moving, I cast a broad net, combing the country for Black men and women who had attained millionaire status. Since the goal of this research was to secure at least 1,000 responses, a significant statistical representation, I collected names and data from many sources and utilized a network of professional associations and organizations. Individual surveys were confidential, held in complete anonymity, and reported in aggregate form only. Respondents did not sign the survey. In short, there was little need for me to know any proprietary information. Although the eventual choice of respondents was a decidedly statistical objective call, in order to remain true to the core data, I decided early on to omit athletes, celebrities, and entertainers, a subject that I will address in full detail later. I felt that if I were to crack the code on Black millionaireship, it would be best to focus on those participants whose wealth wasn't fleeting or temporary. This book is not about conspicuous consumption or high-tech bling. Instead, I chose to focus on the types of personal choices and decisions that are informed and driven by specific values. When all is said and done, the project required not only 7 years of random face-to-face interviewing, crunching numbers, and countless computer runs, but ongoing field research and a subsequent write-up as well. Clearly, I had touched a nerve. It turns out that respondents, even high net worth candidates, those with the excess of 5 million, wanted to think about, learn about, and talk about what this group of men and women know that others do not. I spoke directly with 3 of Black America's 5 billionaires and darn near 500 millionaires, not to mention their handlers. My ultimate objective is to highlight how you, the reader, can create your own fortune. It would be of little to no use to discover that your relationship with your parents or your childhood experiences failed to match some standard millionaire's profile. More important are the segments of the equation you can control, namely the habits and strategies that you can emulate. To this end, the final chapter offers a chance for a bit of self-assessment, armed with the knowledge that self-made millionaires display a tendency toward certain character traits and adhere to the laws of wealth. You can strive to correct any shortcomings and strengthen those traits within your own personality. What distinguishes the haves from the have-nots are not key connections, superior intelligence, or wealthy parents, although those advantages seldom hurt, but rather the 9 disciplines discussed in this book. The affluent African Americans is not the son or daughter of the boss, nor he or she likely to feature an IQ in the 99th percentile. The vast majority of Black millionaires profiled in this study began their careers like most others, with a solid education, tons of ambition, and precious little relevant experience. Like accumulating compound interest, those men and women achieve financial success slowly and consistently. The story of how Black men and women became millionaires and how that event influenced their lives take nothing away from the mystery that surrounds the rich, but it does offer a lesson. These individuals did not necessarily set out to achieve material success. They just worked hard in the field in which they could apply their talents and gifts. Before they knew it, they were standing in a pool of liquid gold. Or as one respondent shared, I've heard that money changes you. That's why, though I'm grateful for the blessings of wealth, it hasn't changed who I am. My feet are still on the ground. I'm just wearing better shoes. What's going on with Latia, Philly in the house? Jennifer Almano, thanks so much for joining. Brother Milt is here with us. Shiro, Grand Rising, see Miss Gardner. Felicia, good morning to you. How are you? So we're going to look at the profile of the affluent African American, a profile of the affluent African American. As the wealth choice reflects, I discover the inner workings of Black America's most affluent, as well as the habits and attitudes of those who join the Millionaires Club. For example, did you know the average Black millionaire is 52 years old, is a 52-year-old male, nearly 12%, and growing female, born in the Northeast and Midwest, the majority raised in a home where both parents were present. More often than not, their mother was a housewife. Did you know that the average net worth is $4 million? The average income of the parents, $10,000 to $20,000 per year. Married 15 to 20 years. Children, 2+. College degree, approximately 69%. SAT scores greater than 1,000 in the earlier version. College GPA, male 2.9, female 3.4. Major, 52% in business majors, 20% MBA. Daily routine, rise at 5:30 in the morning, retire by 11. Exercise 3.5 hours per week. Golf and tennis most popular with men, and golf, tennis, aerobics, yoga, and gardening most popular with women. Cars 4+, Mercedes or Lexus, General Motors or Ford. Church habits, attendance twice per week at churches with fewer than 2,500 members. Donations, women tithe, men give 10 to 15% of their earnings to charity. How they made their money, 90% entrepreneurship, 30% real estate. This is how Black millionaires got wealthy. 90% entrepreneurship, 30% real estate. Wow. Smartest money move. Diversifying my portfolio, 31%. Buying a home, 26%. Investment strategy. Stocks, mutual funds, earn it, grow it, give it away. Best way to get rich. Start a business, 30%. Savings plan, 10 to 20% of their income. Average credit card debt, $2,500. Appraised value of the home, $200 to $300,000. Average debt, not including mortgage, less than $10,000. Definition of success, ability to affect change and the capacity to enjoy their work. What money means to them, freedom and security. Most important public policy issues facing Black America, economic development and education. Golden rule to Black billionaireship, earn 6 figures or more by the age of 30. Earn 6 figures or more by the age of 30. These are just some stats that he accumulated as he's going through, obviously, his surveys. To say the least, this was a far cry from what I expected to hear concerning the creation of wealth and success. And now, in city after city, in hotel suites and meeting halls across the country over soft drinks, cocktails, and coffee, I was finally given full access, the opportunity to discover the keys to financial success. In short, the $1 million secret that unfortunately had eluded mine in previous generations. I've been given a chance to hear the answers to a host of questions that I'd asked over the course of my adult life. Answers that I can more than willing to share with a waiting audience. To quote the American novelist and journalist Ernest Hemingway, when friend and fellow writer F. Scott Fitzgerald observed that the rich are different from you and me, yes, they have more money. And here lies the heart of the issue. What is the difference between you, the reader, and Victor McFarland, the California-based real estate developer who currently boasts a net worth of excess of $300 million? What's the difference between you and Oprah Winfrey? Between you and Lisa Price, the famed female entrepreneur who launched Carol's Daughter? Or between you and Damon John of FUBU? David Stewart of Worldwide Technology, Sheila Johnson-Lee, the team president and managing partner of the WNBA Washington Mystics, and the first woman to manage 3 different sports franchises, or the hundreds of Black millionaires surveyed for this book. Why do some people generate wealth while others face a life of financial struggle? Is the difference found in their education, intelligence, skills, work habits, contacts, luck, or vocation? So who are these wealth creators and what do they stand for? They believe in hard work and they invest in themselves and constantly work towards self-improvement. They're more likely to place emphasis on receiving financial gain from their work and do not allow failure to deter them. And they don't waste their hard-earned money on the indulgences of the very rich. Rather, they live and spend according to the middle-class values. They're individuals who are driven by an unwavering aim, who cut their way through the opposition and forge to the front, who in this information age where everything is a push or be pushed dare to hold their ground and push hard. What are stumbling blocks to the poor and defeated are but stepping stones to the strong and determined. Poverty and humble birth do not bar the progress of men and women with the grit to seize their chance. For those who believe that millionaire status isn't what it used to be, I suggest that you speak to the 35,000 Black millionaires, an all-time high, who boasted a net worth of $1 million or more in 2009, excluding the value of their primary residence. Well, that's what I've done. I asked not all 35,000, but a representative sample, enough to realize that both Hemingway and Fitzgerald were correct in their assessment in more ways than one. If I learned anything over the course of my 7-year study, I discovered that despite our enduring fascination with those who we classify as rich and or high net worth, most of us misunderstand wealth. We mistake the trappings of money for genuine affluence. In a culture that encourages living above your means, Black millionaires work extremely hard, save their money, hold dear to their values, and plow their profits back into their business or their vocation. In a nutshell, that's why they're millionaires. Needless to say, this image runs counter to how the masses view the well-to-do. More than intellect, education, or luck, discipline is the key to joining the ranks of this elite class. Discipline is the key to joining the ranks of this elite class. I want to go back here where this kind of stuck out to me, where he said that many of us just simply misunderstand wealth. He said, I've discovered that despite our enduring fascination with those we classify as rich or high net worth, most of us misunderstand wealth. Most of us misunderstand wealth. Man, we're going to keep on reading, guys. Here again, we're going through the book, The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbro, Success Secrets of the Black Millionaires. I've got a quick advert for you. We'll be right back to finish up our second section. Somewhere. Black Billionaires Club, guys. You can pick up that book as well if you like. That's a book that I wrote. He's talking about Black millionaires. I wrote a book about Black billionaires. And I got a chance to meet Dr. Dennis Kimbro as well. One of the highlights of my 2019. So we're going to pick up where we left off at, guys. I'm going to get these questions answered. What's going on, man? Loving these facts. I know that's right. Discipline. Miss Guthrie, the opening quote was from George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard Shaw. Again, that quote was, the greatest of evils and the worst of crimes is poverty. Our first duty, a duty to which every other consideration should be sacrificed, is not to be poor. It's not to be poor. And so, Dr. Dennis Kimbro, 7 years of study, 7 years of study to compile this book that we're reading here today, The Success Secrets of Black Millionaires, The Wealth Choice. And so we're going to read one more section here, and then we're going to wrap it up for today. Then we'll pick up, we'll continue along in this section called Decision, which is, I guess you can say, the second law, and one of the disciplines is decision. This next section, let's talk about money. Let's talk about money again. New Black Wall Street Book Club. Let's keep reading. Let's talk about money again. Without considering temporary setbacks and extraordinary fortunes of inheritance or luck, if you wish to know how average individuals feel about themselves, look at their bank accounts. Money, or the lack thereof, is the greatest measurement of your mindset. Money is a measurement of your mindset. Wow. The age-old maxim that water seeks its own level also applies to income. Money will meet you where you are, or stated another way, your net worth will equal your self-worth. More than just a clever quip, the statement is a wise truth and a stark reality for some. Money is neither good nor bad. It is only a resource. Money is the instrument of exchange for value production and is earned only by the producer. The accumulation of wealth is accomplished only by consistent applied effort and discipline. Everybody put in console consistent. Consistent applied effort. Here's the interesting thing, guys. Just even if I look at 2020, consistent applied effort. You see, some of us we're on one day, we're off another, right? It's like we go hard sometimes, and then we lay back other times. 2 steps forward, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, something like that. Consistent applied effort and discipline. Money possesses an energy of its own, and it is largely attracted to those who understand its value and respect its power. Although there are exceptions to every rule, money tends to flow to those individuals who can use it in the most effective and productive manner and who can invest it to create opportunities that will benefit others. It takes money to acquire food, shelter, and clothing. It takes money to build schools, churches, and institutions. It takes money to purchase cars, homes, and education, as well as all of life's magical moments. Money is not acquired, as many believe, by fortunate speculation or foolhardily enterprises, but by the daily practice of faith, family, and hard work. Those who rely on these values will rarely be destitute. Those who succumb to the thoughts of lack and limit will generally be broke. At some point in time, as this study points out, the wealthy break away from the crowd and ignore conventional wisdom to journey into an unknown armed only with the creative imagination and courage of conviction. Let me say this again. At some point in time, as this study points out, the wealthy break away from the crowd and ignore conventional wisdom to journey into the unknown, armed only with their creative imagination and courage of conviction. Optimism, curiosity, creativity, and drive are universal qualities found in the profile of the average millionaire. Most in this study do not begin in pursuit of fame or fortune. They focus on solving a problem or by pouring themselves into the task at hand. Whether churchgoers or not, Black millionaires emerge from a culture shaped by spiritual values. The optimism and trust, the commitment and faith, the discipline and altruism that their lives reveal and their work require can flourish only in the midst of a moral order with spiritual foundations. Over the course of 7 years, I've found the Black wealthy to be constant learners and calculated risk takers, unafraid to attempt new ideas, even at the risk of appearing foolish to their peers. Their financial windfall is the byproduct of these qualities. When money flows freely and circulates, it blesses humanity. But when hoarding, squandering, or abuse interrupts the circulation, money becomes a curse. In itself, money does not increase the personal merit of its possessor. It is not a sign so much as a test of real worth. It constitutes opportunity and means for either virtue or vice. Its faithful use or foolish abuse determines the owner's character. Its faithful use or foolish abuse determines the owner's character. He's talking now about the relationship, and the test, a test of real worth, and I guess it's a good question to ask or to ponder on is, do you really value this resource called money? Because if we really valued it, if it was valuable to us and we valued it maybe the way that we could or should or whatever the case may be, or valued it more, we probably wouldn't waste it so much. It would be almost a commodity, something of precious value, right? That we could then use to take care of a lot of things that we might have on our heart to do. I say a lot of people they have a mission to in this world, something they want to complete, a task they want to undertake. But I tell them all the time, hey, it's going to take a little bit of money. It's going to take a little bit of money, right, to finance that mission. What's going on, man? Miss said money possesses energy. Money is a mindset, right? Ignore conventional wisdom to journey into the unknown. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm glad you pointed out. That is something that I found out to be true as well. If I were to just do what everybody else was doing, then I would have very similar things that everybody else had. And that talks about the majority, right? We know that the 1% is obviously the minority, and the minority is doing something different. Their habits are different, their decisions are different. Their understanding is different, and their discipline is different, right? And so why not be like the 1%? Why not learn about how they operate and operate in their same manner? And so we're going to stop right there, guys. We're going to pick up tomorrow where we start talking about the master key to wealth. The master key to wealth. This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where we are again journeying through the book, The Wealth Choice: Success Secrets of Black Millionaires by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. You can find this book by going to his website. Brother wrote this book, www.denniskimbro.com, www.denniskimbro.com. Love for you to leave, any thoughts from what you have heard here today in the comments below, or if you catch the replay, you can leave them in the comments there. I do check the comments as well. And I will say this show is this book club. My main focus is to highlight Black authorship. That's my main focus. In the area of finance, business, motivation, and development. So if you are an author that's written something that speaks to that vein, and I'll be reading some children's books as well. I got some stuff up online. We go through this. I'm gonna be reading some other stuff by some Black authors as well. Or someone who's written something in one of those 4 areas. We love to know about them and what they've written, and quite possibly feature their literature on this show. Okay, so you can tag them, or you can have them reach out to us at ERGJ Enterprises if you know someone. We love to partner with them and hopefully bring some more exposure to the great work that they have done. But that's what we have here today. We'll catch up on these comments and we'll close this thing out. Oh, what's going on, man? Thank you. Oh, no problem. Oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it, Miss Goodrich. That's what we're talking about. The wealth choice. Here on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. You put in a book like The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbro, and we absolutely will find it. 30 minutes a day, beautiful people. 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away. I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The New Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street.